taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season on top, you stop breathing.
But yeah, on to the next card. Yesterday, the Zone. You know, Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna. Now, you know, LB kind of got on me last week because I called Fortuna all types of jobbers and shit like that. I think I'm vindicated on why I call him all types of jobbers.
I mean, maybe because I'm just a nice guy, you know what I mean? You know, but yeah, no, I could understand.
Yeah,
that was the. I mean, we said he's a hot and cold, hit or miss dude. When he misses, he's like launch pad McQuack landing type miss.
Right?
Like, you know, he barrel rolls out the wreckage type shit. Yeah. Or he could be on, and he's like, or putting out a Saunders Lemieux performance.
Right, you know, and I think, you know, onto that, you know, with that fight, I mean, obviously, you know, unfortunately, you know, the Golden Boy had a couple of duds in the undercard. Like Lamont Roach had workman. I mean, the first fight on there was good, and then Lamont Roach was kind of sweet sciencing a little bit too much for people, you know, after the first fight was so good. And then the co-main was kind of trash, which actually wasn't kind of trash. It was trash. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so people were kind of restless at the point, even though during the co-main, like you see the whole arena kind of filled in. And like one thing I won't argue with in terms of Ryan Garcia is like, yeah, Ryan Garcia is a draw of some sort, and he is Golden Boy's top draw. Now he is the draw for Golden Boy. Mm-hmm. So I will not argue with him, not argue about, because they were all tuned in, you know, when he made his little entrance. So, I mean, for once, Ryan Garcia actually was playing some real shit in his entrance.
I just looked at that tweet on Twitter with the ring gate tweet. I think I just liked it too. Like I was like, damn, Ryan Garcia intro was kind of lit. Like him and Monster probably got like the most memorable intros for this year so far.
Yeah, I was like, because I mean, the last time I made fun of this, I talked about his entrance. He was playing that Estelle American Boy shit, which I had to roast a little bit because I was like, nah, bro, like this ain't it. And but this, I mean, outside of the Source Mag jewelry that he was rocking around his neck, you know, like say, okay, he's playing some real shit right now, so I can't talk bad about that.
I mean, it's like you can tell he's coming into his own, like he's legit like a star, like.
Right, yeah, you can tell, like, yeah, the crowd was fun, and then because DAZN made sure they did shots of all the celebs that were in the audience, like they really all did all that shit, you know, and then they had Oscar kind of play the Eddie role in a way, you know, so it's like, okay, no, this is a decent entrance. He's getting like the crowd's clearly fucking with him, so yeah, we'll see how this shit goes, and you know, Fortuna. Like, yeah, because when he weighed in the day on Friday or whatever, like, dude had some of that. I mean, he made the weight, but he clearly wasn't in any real condition like that. Like, you know, he still had a little bit of the skinny. He was skinny flabby or whatever you want to call it. In there, though.
Look like Pillsbury Doughboy. Come on, let's keep it real.
Well, it wasn't that bad. I mean, he wasn't. He wasn't like completely sloppy, but you could tell. Because, I mean, the reason why, originally, I thought it was going to be a 135 fight until they started talking that 140 shit, because Javier Fortuna said, yeah, he might not be able to get down to 135.
Yeah, because he took the fight on 7 weeks notice, which, I mean, it's still enough time to get in shape, but he was already out of shape to begin with, so, yeah.
Yeah,
but goddamn, 7 weeks notice is like, dude, there's like legit world champions sometimes don't get that long notice.
I'm saying, it really depends on how much this nigga was weighing when he got the call.
Yeah, that's true. But damn, like, I mean, but you a boxer, dude. Like, what's that saying? Like, look, man, he shouldn't be 20 pounds out your division weight, bro. Like,
right. But
you probably like 180.
Yeah, because you have some fighters today, like, and again, this is something that's been prevented in the last couple decades or so. Like, some of these fighters, like, you know, they're not in the gym like 24/7, like trying to stay within a certain weight, and they spend camp losing weight rather than actually getting ready for the fight, which is no good.
Yep. Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, you know, and Fortuna, like, I mean, I guess that's what he's been doing.
It's the old saying: you stay ready so you don't have to get
Right. I mean, if you're within 20 pounds, then you get into then you do your usual shit like that. Then Ben, you good. But if you're spending your whole camp trying to lose 30, 40, 50 pounds and shit like that, then that's a waste. You left your best self in the gym. Or if you keep doing it, it's gonna catch up though. So yeah, Fortuna, and he's a vet, so he knows better. Unless he was injured, which I don't think he was, he knows better than that. But like I said, Golden Boy is like, you know what, Golden Boy needed his jobber services again. I bet you that nigga has a business card and everything. Fucking yeah. So it's just like it is what it is, man. And Ryan Garcia definitely looked a lot bigger than fucking Fortuna did. That's for damn sure. But that 140 fit Ryan Garcia. Like, I honestly thought this is the best he's looked. Yeah, like
filled out at 140.
He don't look that skinny jit no more. Like, yeah, So I mean, pretty much. I mean, you can tell for at least this fight there was definitely some improvements offensively. I mean, basically he was jabbing more. And he was throwing that right hand that we all kind of making jokes about, and he was throwing it like the same way.
He still looked awkward throwing throwing it as a lead right. Like it looked weird when he was throwing it. I don't know.
I feel like you could just throw the same punch without pushing it and be more effective. So it's just, I get why he's doing it, and commentary explained it as well, and I get it, and he landed a few, but I just feel like you could throw the punch correctly and still land it as often as he did and be more damaging. So it's like, the way he's throwing it, he throws it like a guy who has more footwork than he has.
Yeah, he don't have, his footwork's still atrocious, but yeah.
But his footwork got a little better.
A little better.
I felt like he followed Fortuna better. Like he was able to close the distance better. And of course the jab got something to do with that, but he didn't look clumsy with the footwork. Like he looked more assertive.
He didn't look clumsy, but like when he was trying to get in foot positioning, he kind of looked a little awkward at times still.
Yeah. I mean, because he's still not a footwork guy, but he didn't look like, I mean, if you're going from clumsy to looking a little awkward, that's an improvement than me. Like,
word.
Because before he was looking like him and Canelo was tied at the leg.
Right.
And now he's looking like, all right, okay, I got a little Kenichi ball and chain on me and can move a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, let me step to you. But
right.
I thought he looked good. Like, this is literally the best version I've seen of Ryan Garcia in years.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, Gusa definitely fixed some of the things. That was probably fixed some of the things. But defensively, though, I mean, obviously, he's still definitely a work in progress because that chin.
I like to see more head movement.
What was that?
I said I'd like to see more head movement.
Yeah, like
it also helped that Fortuna looked like he didn't come to win. He just looked like he came for a damn check.
Yeah, that Dougie Fresh looking motherfucker kind of quit, man.
Yeah. I mean, he tried for a couple of rounds, like he got
beaten out of him. He tried, yo.
Yeah, he tried a little bit, I guess.
He tried a little bit, but
he said a little bit.
But I think once he got hit with that first hook to the body, I think that's when he started making that in his mind. I was like, okay, so what round did Oscar tell me the job again? It's like, and then I think he caught because the first two knockdowns were all hooks to the body, and I'm thinking to myself, and they were quick hooks too, like bam, like on the mark. And then of course, Fortuna did the whole spit the mouthpiece out type of shit like that, which I thought would have gotten him a point taken because the referee was looking.
Could have gotten a point taken, really.
Yeah.
Nah, it would look, dude. If you're a ref and you take a point for that, I feel like you're being a dick.
We should have at least warned him because, he blatantly spit it out. It wasn't like one of those. It wasn't like one of those subtle. Oh, my mouthpiece fell. He blatantly just spit it out.
Like straight up, yeah.
Nah, it definitely warranted a warning. But as far as a point, it's only a matter of time. And then he's doing this shit, and what he's doing is what the trainer and that he's fighting got famous for. So it's like
Goosen with the whole thing with little Diego Corrales.
It's like it's more like a played, you bastard.
Yeah.
We gonna knock you out, nigga.
Would you say
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia's left hook is like pretty top tier?
Yes.
Like
Yeah, because he
Top tier for this era. It's like, is it a Trinidad left hook? No. Is it Janelle left hook? No.
Is
But
it Danny Garcia level? Prime Danny Garcia level?
I can't say. You know what? If he fought the tough competition that Danny had and was able to land it in the amount of exchange Danny did,
Yeah.
maybe I could say. But it's up there. Like, I think it's better as a lead punch than Danny's is as a counter punch.
Okay.
Oh
But
well,
then,
no, but at least he doesn't, put his head down when he throws it like Danny.
Yeah.
the no look left hook. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, like people. There's like sometimes we do drills with the mitts and eyes closed and hit the bag, eyes closed. Put your headband or scarf or whatever around your eyes. Like, you feel it. You know where someone's head is going to be. You practice a punch. So I never got the whole, well, he closed his eyes. Like, it's sometimes it's a reaction within people.
Yeah, but I mean, with Ryan's left hook is, I mean, he has the left hook to the body, and then he has a left hook that he knocks out people going backwards, which is also another rarity.
It's really fast too.
Yep.
The
whips it.
The second one I couldn't tell when he dropped him if it was a body shot because the delay, you know what I'm saying? Fortuna kind of delayed a little bit and then took a knee, and I was like, that was so fucking quick.
The second one was the one to the head. That was the one.
Yeah, it was the head one.
Real quick. Yeah, that's the one where Fortuna was like, "Yo, it's like I don't think Al wants me to come back to PBC damage, so I need to start moving like Roy Jones now and start making faces like I'm really in this shit now."
God.
Yeah, he tried to, like, nigga was, I mean, like, he had nothing, although the funny thing is, too, some of the wild shit that he started to throw landed on Garcia, like, he landed on Ryan Garcia,
I mean, he landed a few times, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it was anything that he kind of planned, it was just more or less he just did it, just because he was fucking around now by that point. Ryan, Ryan, let's say, he remained calm, and then the last hook that dropped him, that was it. That was like, okay, Fortuna didn't want no more of that shit. Like, he was done. It was a good win for him. Like, I'm not gonna, say, I mean,
his best win, really.
Yeah, it is. It's probably his best win. I mean, it's better than it is better than the Luke Campbell win, but it just sucked that that Fortuna didn't put his best foot forward, because he sure as hell did against Jojo Diaz. He put his best foot forward, but not this time. But yeah, and then of course, like, the whole interview after that, like, dude starts. First things too, starting with Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but then he said, I'm gonna kick Tank's ass. I'm like, motherfucker, you didn't even take a minute or two before you start contradicting yourself by swearing. It's just like. The Tank was loud and clear. He was talking all types of shit like that. Shit talking. The crowd was just like, yeah. You could. They were fucking with it. And then of course later I think he had the interview where he was talking about the whole 140.
Superbad and Porter, right? He was with Sinisa Estrada and Porter.
Yeah, when he was with those two, and he was basically talking about like 140. If Tank wants me, he'd come up to 140, and this like 135 is this. Now, of course, me, of course, hearing all this because I think he said he was chasing some sort of he was chasing competition or whatever like that, or he said something about competition, and then I kind of rolled my eyes on that because it was like. You say all of this though, but you pretty much ducked Devin Haney like it was nobody's business. Like, you wouldn't take your title shot.
He did that was then. This is now.
Yeah.
Like, we can't talk about the Devin Haney. For Devin Haney, he took his path and he doing what he doing.
He was trying to spin it as like him starting off. The guys moving up about 140.
Yeah, but honestly. I feel like Ryan Garcia should have been moved up to 140.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could, but then, like I say, it's what. But see, I'm very particular about how fighters be moving sometimes, And like I said, that the whole thing with Devin Haney never sat right with me because dude was blatantly ducking. But now he's still
of course. But see, 140 is better because now it's more stacked, and he can't play around like that at like he did at 135, which is more top heavy.
Yeah, but the thing with that one now is he because the thing is now like is he actually gonna go for a title? Like that's the thing. Like, I mean,
it don't matter. We just want to see big fights. Like nigga, the Tank fight don't need to be for a title. It's the title of who the biggest young nigga. Who cares, dog? Like,
see, that's you. Like my mentality is like I can't stand fighters that don't want to be great. Like Tank fight is.
But that is being great.
Like Tank fight, like literally, I mean, I give Devin Haney props all day, every day for what he did to become undisputed lightweight champion. That to me,
dude, if Ryan Garcia fights Tank and beats Tank, he has a better win than Devin Haney.
I mean, you can't argue with that.
So fuck them goddamn belts, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, no, like Bernard said, you can have all the belts, doesn't mean it'll fit your pants.
And which is rich coming from Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, I know. Because he was basically the Devin Haney of his time, leveraging belts because he wasn't a fucking draw. Gotta love the irony of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Biop was just, Biop was, being a company man, like knowing damn well he doesn't believe that bullshit. But
yeah,
he has to say it because he needs Golden Boy chicks to come in. So
I think everybody should just, as a whole, just push for Tank Garcia. That's the fight to make. Don't need to mention Haney, all that. They got their shit. They need this. The Haney, Lomachenko, Kambosos love triangle needs to sort itself out on Top Rank. And then when you add Shakur Stevenson, they got good fights that they can make over there. Like the B side, the Constellation Prize, the Constellation Lane. That's fucking Tank Garcia. Whoever wins that, they're gonna become the people's champ, and it's gonna make a fight with whoever Haney and who's the top guy over there. And plus, these niggas gonna be at 140 anyway, so lightweight belts ain't gonna mean shit.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah, but the ducking, we'll see if he starts ducking then.
Dog, we don't know until we get this fight, bro.
We get on Canelo for ducking Andre for 3 divisions almost. So it's like, Ryan Garcia has to get the same treatment if that.
Yeah, but see, look, I ain't gonna care about a fucking Devin Haney fight if he goes ahead and he gets a Tank fight, which we've been wanting even more.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I'm not. Like, we gotta let this shit happen, bro. Like,
see,
I know you kind of sore with the Devin Haney fight,
but with Ryan Garcia and Tank, unlike Haney and like Shakur, like I've gone in on these two on how they're actually moving, and so it's just more or less like my patience wears thin for fighters that don't move the way they should be moving. I don't have that type of patience for that. Like both of them, especially for Tank.
But see, this is the moment where, like, the to-go fight, rusty, bad performance, whatever, or mid performance, however you want to look at it. Right. Take it to the tango, but hey, at the end of the day, like, you got to get guys out of there like that. Whoop-de-whoop. Okay, he got another fight, name opponent. Got the highlight performance he want. Okay, he said he want to fight a 3rd time this year. Perfect. You got 140 more killers. If you can't get Tank, you need to get the next best, most dangerous fight and not try to prolong or see what's up. So,
and he did mention if you can't get Tank, he wants Teofimo Lopez,
and that's great as well. With Teofimo having a fight in August, maybe that could happen in December. Who knows? But yeah, like, he honestly should go for those 2 fights and for 140. Yeah.
But in that particular case, I'm gonna hold my breath on who's actually gonna be facing after this. Like, because as we all know, Tank and Ryan Garcia has a lot of red tape around there so far. So it's gonna be like,
dude, if that shit gets made this year, we'll just laugh at Crawford Spence being this whole convoluted fucking mess. Couple years.
If that does get made, then Crawford Spence is definitely going to get a segment where we're going to have to go in on them. Yeah, I completely agree.
This era too soft. Never fight they true ops. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And but then with 140 though, like I said, 140 is like I said, though, I think we all think highly of 140. 140 is a real nigga division. So,
dude, I'd take a Ryan Garcia Montana Love fight.
I was thinking that'd be a good makeable fight too. That's a good makeable.
Yeah, like honestly, at 140, you got a whole bunch of decent makeable fights, just like at 154, and anyone could be good at that moment. So I felt like him getting rid of Fortuna in the fashion he did and calling out Tank and Teofimo, just throwing the gauntlet out there, like, and hey, like, now's the time. Like, if this dude don't come up with a good fight, and we'll set the expectation right now. Tank is number 1, Teofimo number 2. Bare minimum is fucking Montana Love, yo.
Yep.
Bare minimum. And that's it for Ryan Garcia. Like, he has to give us that level of fight going forward if he's trying to fight in December. So, I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask. And if he doesn't give us that level of fight, then you can play this episode and like, yeah, remember we said this? Yeah, shit on him. Commence that. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be more than happy to. Yeah, I mean, honestly, ditto for Tank too. If that, you know.
Yeah. Like Tank has his options are a little different. He got the Rivera fight, which is decent, but it just don't have the same bite as a Garcia fight. The Cruz, he could do a Cruz rematch, but same thing. It's honestly, I felt like you need to do Tank Garcia and then Cruz and Rivera fight on the co-main.
That'd be fire.
Like I'm giving y'all niggas game, yo. Like,
and I'm just looking at Henny Gott's question. Is it a harder fight to make than the Fury Wilder fight?
Yes.
Yeah, it is harder because I think Fury and Wilder was done because pretty much Wilder, because at the time Wilder, you know, the whole Wilder Joshua thing was all fucked up, and then you know Wilder had just come off, you know, the whole thing with Luis Ortiz and shit like that. So motherfuckers were not trying to hear him. You know, the motherfuckers wanted to actually, you know, I think motherfuckers weren't trying to hear a lot of bullshit, you know, to who was fighting. So here comes Fury, you know, coming off 2 years. It didn't look good in his comeback fights all that great. Motherfuckers, you know, coming off candy and drugs and shit like that, coming being 400 pounds. And, you know, he's thinking like, oh yeah, Wilder, and I assume too that Wilder could knock out even somebody like that. And of course I was wrong. I was very wrong on that. You know, so it's like
all of us was wrong for the record on that.
Yeah. You know, and then
but the thing is, that fight was easy to make because it was something that could benefit both.
And
so you didn't. No one had to lean or flex too much on the other guy.
Right, because Fury was going to take it, and Wilder wanted to. You know what? Yeah, we'll do this joint pay-per-view
because it was a constellation prize fight.
It's heavyweight. It's a heavyweight title. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and that too. Shit.
Yeah. So there was. Yeah. I mean, they had that, but like I said, I mean, that changed Wilder's career trajectory for the worse. You know. So I mean, he paid the price for doing that, and so he made Fury an actual draw in the States. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
it was a low key cherry pick going wrong.
It was a cherry pick going wrong, and we all saw it.
It was one of the better one-sided trilogies in boxing.
One-sided trilogies.
Yeah, you could say that.
So yeah, Wilder. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it was. So that's what it was definitely. So definitely, this fight is definitely a lot harder, like a Garcia fight. You know, making Garcia think it's probably gonna be harder because right now Leonard Ellaby, you know, I mean, we all, I mean, if you see Leonard Ellaby's tweets and stuff like that, and you see what Floyd says, like they're like, yeah, we're gonna keep everything in house. So, and of course, we're criticizing that because Tank's competition in house isn't anything great, which is part of the reason why. You know, like most of us don't have him, not even in our top 15. Like, I mean, he's not in my top 15 for pound list. And I know we'll go over that. You know, we'll have a conversation on all our picks one time. But it makes it hard because he's not fighting no one that could really raise his profile to that level. Outside of, like, oh yeah, he draws a crowd. That's pretty much that's all I get.
Yeah. All right, yo, hold on. Shout outs to Joshua OG,
and Android. Shout out to Android.
Android definitely dropping bars in here. Yeah, Montana Love and Garcia both on the zone. T.O. be a tough for Garcia due to re-upping with ESPN. Unless Garcia hops to ESPN for a one-off. That's true. But, like, you know, that's why we had left the expectation. Like, you know, and I like that Ryan said, when there's a will, there's a way. So that kind of let everybody know, like, look, it come down to the fighter and whatever bullshit, either or.
And I think Ryan kind of wants these big fights because I don't see him having a long-ass boxing career. So I kind of feel he does actually want these big, quote-unquote, big fights, though.
I feel like he grew up last night. Like like Android saying, also Garcia's lawyer has been all over Fight Hype, saying they won't take next. He's close with Heyman. I'm actually confident it could be done, and I'm usually a pessimist. Yeah, and I agree with you. Like, there's been buzz for that fight, and I've seen the little interviews you're talking about, and they do seem like this is the next fight. And Ryan's call out seemed authentic, like he knew it was a good possibility it could happen.
Well, put it this way, he wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like from the Campbell fight. I'm not gonna do the impression where he was kind of like, you know, who should I fight next? You know, that type of deal. He's ready
now. Like, you could tell. Like I honestly feel like he gives himself a good shot. I like that he kept his hands up. He shouldn't be leaning over in on Tank, but they both got good previous fights for the other guy. Like, Rolly was a good fight for Tank.
Both knockout in, you know, spectacular somewhat fashion. So it's the perfect time for it.
Yeah, it just Rolly was good for the size, the length, and the power.
And I just want to answer. I just want to mention something from Android. I don't think Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia fight would be too bad because one thing to mention that Oscar and Bob Arum actually have a good relationship for whatever reason. Like they're on good terms. So I you know, like they those are two that don't bash each other. So I think that fight probably can be done a lot easier than Garcia and Tank can be done.
And remember, that's how we always looked at Crawford or Virgil Ortiz as something realistic.
Mm-hmm.
For that same reason Pat said.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely. I mean, of course, now that Crawford is currently not signed with anybody. I mean, that fight could probably even
easier now.
Yeah, but at least I know Oscar and Bob will work together because, like I said, I mean, remember the whole thing with Golden Boy and what happened, how the fighters got taken from him is because Oscar wanted to work more with Bob than he wanted to work, and Schaefer at the time wanted to work more with Heyman. So so Schaefer caught Oscar slipping, and that's why PBC got born. How PBC got born. So I'm honestly surprised that whole thing isn't in a documentary somewhere, either from TV or some YouTuber that's actually, because it's fascinating how PBC got born, how Golden Boy lost about 80% of its fighters, of its known fighters.
And the matchmaking went down the drain.
Yeah, well, actually, the matchmaking was the thing that kept it afloat. And then,
this year has been kind of trash though. With the matchmaking, yesterday's card was good though.
What was you about to say, LB?
No, I'm saying as far as like how PBC went from like matching everybody strong until you got like a bunch of showcase fights. Like remember how they was trying to get the deal, and like there was prolonging fights until they used him to launch PBC.
Yep. And I remember I was calling them out on that. Like I saw that shit instantly.
It was the Dark Ages.
And motherfuckers, there was a lot of keeping going on for that, and I was just like, no, I mean, if you match them tough, that means they're proving that they need to be showcased. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's like I said, that's just me. Like that's just my mentality. I know other people probably share that too, but yeah, I was just like, that didn't make no sense putting them in even worse than all these jobber fights for the whole year, just so you can preserve them. Like, no, if they're taking L's, clearly they didn't train hard enough. Let them do it. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hell shit. Maybe one day, maybe we'll even touch upon it, you know. But yeah, it was just like, but yeah, Oscar and Bob today will work together, especially if they you know, if they need to. And top rank and Teofimo Lopez relationship right now, I don't think it's that strong either. I mean, he re-upped to them, but I'm pretty sure Bob probably was not happy this nigga took a loss on Eddie's network. You know?
Yeah, like that.
But he got paid for that loss handsomely, so
he did. Yeah, he did.
Let me ask you just real quick. If Oscar and Floyd got their P Diddy on, how much ticket? I mean, what do you think the pay-per-view buys on that could be for a Garcia Tank fight? If they, you know, they play it all up, you know, with the rivalry and everything.
Oh, if they, I can only imagine the type of the takes that I'd be seeing on boxing Twitter and else.
Yeah, you starting to see him now, but I think it's a 65-35 in favor of Tank. Like, I believe Ryan Garcia is a strong underdog. He's live as fuck against Tank.
Very.
Yeah.
And
80-20.
You said 80-20?
Yeah.
20.
And I mean that, like, with all my heart.
I mean, but you the nigga that been hoping for Ryan Garcia to get sparked out. You know,
I ain't been hoping for nothing.
Yeah, you done picked Luke Campbell against him.
No, I picked Campbell against him, and I was wrong for that. But I didn't pick anybody else against Ryan. I definitely didn't pick Fortuna up against Ryan. So
you picked him up. You picked him against JoJo, and that was equally bad.
Yeah, I was wrong for that, but I didn't pick him against Ryan. So it's not like I'm hoping Ryan's gonna get sparked.
Well,
I knew he was gonna beat up fucking Fortuna. I don't want to see Fortuna again. I don't know what his money situation's like, but he should retire because if he keeps going, like any fight going forward, he's about to be the Dominican Gamboa. So
yeah, that's the thing right now. Fortuna right now is a jobber to the stars now. Like, I mean, I said it in the preview before. This man is a jobber now. Like, he knows what his role is. Like, Fortuna. Now this nigga's got me saying Fortuna.
I got you. Yes.
Yeah, his best weight is at one. His best weight was at 130. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like. Yeah, and he's getting. And the funny thing is too, he's not even that old. He's like 33 or something. Like
he's 33. Yeah, he's not. No, calling him a jobber to the stars at this point is even kind of generous. He's a punching bag to the mid carders. Come on.
Damn.
Give Jose Valenzuela him next or something. Get him back.
Oh no, Rayo would put him in a box.
Yeah,
I'm good on. I don't want to see that. We already saw him put another washed up guy in the box. Yeah. We don't need to see him put another one in the box.
and that fight I definitely had to criticize that one too. I was like, geez, like I mean, yeah, that was a slaughter, like, you know, legalized slaughter. You know, but yeah, man, it's like, yeah, like there's a lot of shit going on between Garcia's next move and then obviously when, you know, depending on what Tank's next move are. But yeah, those two are now going to be linked, and I'm pretty sure right now there's going to be a whole lot of interesting takes going forward on those two. And of course, Ellaby and then Oscar weighing in. Speaking of which, people said Oscar looked like he was on that coca again. His eyes
had that look where he was like extra alert. Like, and I'm talking about not the alert when you got like Felix Trinidad in the other side of the ring in front of you trying to knock your head off. I'm talking about that. Hey, where the party at? Where the party at?
You know, that crazy Oscar. He's always into some shit. You know, he's always got some shit going. You know,
literally.
You know, so yeah, honestly, and of course, you know, I mean, Oscar being what he is, you know, of course, that's the reason why he got his fighters took like he did. You know, but that's a whole nother. That's another story too. But yeah, Oscar. You know, I think one thing I would need for Golden Boy, and especially like I need Oscar. Someone really needs to set him straight in terms of what he's doing. Like, bro, you have a promotion. Like, you survived a lot of different things. Now you have another draw. Like, I need his brain to be clear of cocaine. Like, I need you to focus on your company, bro. Like, else let B Hop run it and see what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like. You know, I need Oscar to get his shit, shit together and not look like he's always on something when he's on camera. So, or when he starts having Twitter fingers, like someone needs to help that man get his shit together, But yeah, that's it. A lot of interesting things going on with Ryan Garcia. Lots of things going with Tank Davis. Those two are now linked, just like Crawford and Errol Spence. Like,
and they've been linked because they've been pump fake last year with the fight. That's why it needs to happen this year. Like, it would be one of those fights that is perfect timing.
Right.
Because we tired of seeing Tank get pump fake with big fights. Like, the Tevin Farmer fight would have been a big fight at the time, and we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will say, both of them did, but I think it was mostly Tevin Farmer's fault. That Tevin Farmer,
of course,
yeah, Tevin Farmer really fucked that shit up. Like, and now, of course, he's trying to make a fight with Mickey Bay. That's gonna be in Ghana or in Italy or whatever the fuck.
It's Ghana. It's supposed to be in Ghana.
Well, no, that got canceled now. That's not in Ghana no more.
I thought
it got postponed, or it was him versus Mickey Bay, right? It got postponed or canceled completely.
It's not postponed. They're trying to move it to different locations. They announced a new location. I just forgot what it was.
It was so random. Sprite was promoting it.
Yeah, but it's just like doing that, and then this motherfucker at his peak, like, he fulfilled his matchroom contract quick. He had his title on him. Tank had a title on him. Like, they were talking shit to each other. Like, the videos, like, everything was like this.
Shit was going viral. It was like the perfect layup.
Right, and this is when Tank was still struggling with this conditioning. So there was still a chance that maybe
you ain't have focused Tank yet.
Yeah. So but then like I said, he fucked it all up. Having his episodes, losing to JoJo Diaz, which LB was in the house for watching it. So it's like, yeah, and then now Farmer is kind of like, hey, I'm a crypto millionaire now, and I do things with my money now. So it's actually quite sad, really. But
yeah, long as he's like, if his personal life, business life, money wise, he good, that's cool. But boxing wise, it's sad for the career. But yeah, he can still call himself a former world champion. He could have really been a household name, or at least been a guy who was like, hey, he's that former world champ that fought Tank. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and
Tank would have validated that career. Like,
yeah, and he would have
a moment.
And he'd be still in the mix, but no one really brings his name up now, because now that 135 and 140 are kind of popping right now, no one's mentioning them.
Nowhere near the mix, and it's
nowhere, not even close.
So it's just crazy.
But yeah, definitely stay tuned for the.
Oh, the last thing, Androids. Garcia did numbers with the highlight views. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the build up. They did lack that buzz, and they was trying hard with the build up too.
They tried, but like I said, it's Fortuna. Fortuna wasn't coming off any big. Let's just say it's like when certain fights are made, and the fighters are coming off a lot, like, big victories. Like, Fortuna wasn't coming off any big victory. Like, most people.
It was hollow promotion. Like, it was more of a, okay, let's get this over with so we could get Tank. It was the Julio season. It was a Chavez Jr.
Canelo.
fight.
The Canelo.
Canelo, yeah. There you go. Like, but Pilot knew what I was trying to say. Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, it's just more like, Fortuna, like I say, when you don't have an opponent who doesn't really have a win streak going, or doesn't even have a really, like, it's been a long since he's actually beaten a notable fighter,
or didn't get his ass kicked in his last fight.
Yeah, in his last big fight, then that's the issue, man. Like,
if he would have made a war, damn, who got Jackie Chan drilled into the wall or some shit?
No, that's me. My bad. My foot hit my table, and my mic. I caught my mic as it was falling because my reflexes are good. So
it's a pat smash. Pat catch. Man, but yeah, hopefully we get Tank and Ryan Garcia this year. Boxing needs it, especially if they trying to outdo the first half of this year.
And especially if they want to put pressure on Crawford and Spencer and put them to shame. Like, because if Crawford and Spencer's made before that one, then obviously we're gonna expect, we want Garcia and Tank to be made. But if Garcia and Tank is made before that fight, then then Crawford and Spencer are gonna have to get some bars for that.
Yeah, well, not unless if we end up getting Spence Thurman instead. I ain't saying shit. I'ma just silently, smugly look.
And I'm probably
And I'm
gonna
gonna be
roll my
like-
eyes at it and just be like, whatever.
I'm telling you, look, man. I'm telling you, if that fight doesn't happen, we might get Spence Thurman, and that will be on some grudge match shit, and people will low key not even be upset about it like that because everybody's gonna want to see Thurman get his ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean
that probably does like 500K buys.
Yeah, I mean it would definitely sell because those two niggas clearly hate each other. They don't like each other at all.
And it's so much promo to use. So I'm not tripping off that. I would be more disappointed if we don't get Tank and Garcia than I would. I'm kind of over Crawford Spence. Like
I kind of am a little bit too, sadly. Yeah.
And we had the poll like this last year. So imagine this year we're talking about it and we're still over it.
Yeah, right.
And this is after the damn Porter got stopped and retired, and Spence damn beat the Ugasness out of Ugas.
Right.
Got this man like this having episodes on Twitter and like, so it's like even after all of that, their two biggest wins, niggas is still just kind of like, man, like, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we got Joshua Usyk, Canelo Golovkin, Savannah Marshall, Shields, Baumgartner, Mayer. Second half looking pretty good, but Tank Garcia definitely adds to it, and Crawford Spence definitely adds to it. So we'll see.
We'll pretty much we'll make the year like make 2022 spectacular. We'll make it the best year since 2019.
Yeah, it already might be, honestly, but that'll definitely put it on top of it. 2019, if we got one of those fights.
Yeah, because 2019, because the first half of 2019, it wasn't as great. I mean, it was cool, but it was the second half that everything like ramped up in terms.
Yeah, during the summer. Yeah, during this like kind of like.
But the first half. I'm sorry.
Once June hit in 2019, it seemed like everything was fire after June.
Yeah.
Facts. But see, the thing is, the beginning part of June 19 was still, I'm sorry, June 2019 was still low key good though. Like you had Broner Pacquiao, you had motherfucking
You mean Keith Pacquiao?
Keith Pacquiao.
Manny.
Yeah.
I mean, Thurman.
That was July, right? That second
he's talking
half.
he's talking about early in like because you had Broner Pacquiao in like February.
Did Pacquiao twice that year? Damn, you're right.
Yeah, he did fight twice that year. Yeah, that was.
Are you fucking Filipino? Get out of here, nigga.
I'm not really a huge Manny fan, but yeah, you're right.
So Thurman fought twice that year too, buddy. You're like,
oh yeah, but he fought Lopez that same year. Damn.
Yeah, nigga, like, weren't you listening to Ring Gang? Like,
well, then Regis. I mean, the Regis fight was the Regis Taylor. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, like,
but we talking about the first half.
The first half.
So look, and remember, you had Laura Castaño, Plan, Uzi. Like, you had some good fucking matchups in the first half. It just what it was. It took a while to get that fight of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we have heard J-Rock too?
Yeah, that was there
in April. So dude, that fucking first half of 2019 was actually damn like pretty solid. Like that's maybe an 8 out of 10, honestly.
Yeah, because pretty much like the fight of the years that happened they weren't like the mainstream ones, but they happened. Like, they were the ones that like.
Didn't we have Shields Hammer too?
It wasn't in the first half. I mean, that was Shields Hammer.
That was 2018.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I'm off.
But then but the second half of 2018, that's when everything was just like going crazy. Like that was
because the matchups were like fight of the year type matchups, whereas the first half were just good matchups.
Some of them that did become fight of the year, but the second half was a good fight. Fight of the years were just happening like every other week or so.
Because everybody was like, "All right, this gonna be a KO. This fight of the year, this a KO. This fight of the this KO." Like, so yeah, like honestly. Yeah, we go.
Oh shit! No, you're right. Yeah. It was 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shields Hammer was 2019. I thought, I don't know why I thought it was the year before.
So there you go. And remember, you had Joshua Parker too.
Ugh.
But it was like I said, it wasn't a fight of the year, but it was a legit fight.
It was.
And you had Ortiz Wilder too.
Yep, you did.
So do you see what I'm saying, nigga? You know what, Pat? These young niggas, they weren't here when we did the wrap up. That's what it was.
Right.
They weren't on ring gear yet, so
I came back like June, I believe. I remember, if I can remember correctly, around June, July, I think it was. I came back.
Yeah, so it's like so definitely, yeah, fucking 2019, yo. So honestly, y'all made me realize 2019 was good in a motherfucker, nigga.
Yeah, it was a great year.
We always harp on the second half, but that first half was good too.
Yeah.
Did we get fucking Chisora Takum or
Yeah, I mean we got Peterson, Lipinets, we got
wasn't Golovkin Derevianchenko that year?
Yeah, that was
half.
the second half. Yeah.
See the second half. We always mention the Nair Monster, Golovkin, Dervianchenko,
Spence Porter.
I mean, Roman Doheny was in the first half too.
God, that nigga, the first half might be better than the fucking second half. Really, the second half got popular just because of 3 Fight of the Years. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Think about that shit.
Yeah, 2019 was a magical year. So yeah,
2022
is on that level. You know, right
might
now
be the GOAT year.
as long as the fights that we want made are made and they actually do become classic fights. But yeah, you know, give or take, you know, but we'll know for sure by November, you know, for sure whether or not that 2022 surpassed 2019 or at least equaled it. I mean, it still has some, you know, it's still, you know, we still need a little bit more. But to be continued. So we have a poll